back on now. And Colby, this is a team that probably had the most entertaining game last night, a 1-point win in Baton Rouge over an LSU team desperate for their first win. Before we dive into the macro about what this means for the program and for Mark Pope and everything else, just break down what you saw last night, to the comeback and the floater, so to speak, to win it.
Oh my gosh, well, they like to make it interesting, don't they?
Yeah.
For all of Big Blue Nation, as if it hasn't gone through enough already. But, I mean, from the first half to second half, as anyone watching, it was like night and day. First half, really just non-existent on either end of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then 22 points. LSU held Kentucky to 22 points. That just says enough, as is. The stat sheet was unbelievable. And then Mark Pope, I feel like he's had to have these, like, incredible halftime speeches because – then the second half comes and you see a lot of fight. I mean, just night and day offense. Then, of course, you had your players that you would expect to take over. Otega Oweh, Denzel Aberdeen, had maybe 18 alone in the second half. Didn't really score in the first. And then the shot, unbelievable. And it's so funny because that was not what was supposed to happen. That was not the play designed with 1.6 seconds left on the clock.
So, I mean, we talked about Otega earlier in the year and how he was preseason player of the year. He wasn't really playing up to that standard at that point. Do you think he's starting to find his groove here as Kentucky starts to move along in this season?
Absolutely. He is now being the go-to guy that people were expecting to see a lot earlier on. Did it take him longer than what people wanted? Absolutely. But now in these SEC games, I think it's been 4 games in a row where he's been in double digits leading scorer. So I think now it's to the point where BBN, the staff, is like, okay, if we know one guy's going to show up, it's going to be Otega Oweh. And, I mean, confidence is everything as an athlete. And I think he's certainly starting to feel that at the right moment where it's not been easy for this team.
Right. For Coach Mark Pope, it feels like I feel like when he was hired, I mean, it was just this exuberance high of like, hey, love him. He's great. Then last year's tournament run, amazing. And then this year is back and forth. I know college football fans football in SEC, basketball in Big Blue Nation can be way up and down. What was the temperature for Mark Pope heading into that game? Because I think from the outside looking in, a lot of people maybe want to take it to the extremes. I don't know how extreme it was, but how much pressure did he relieve of himself being able to pick up that win there in Baton Rouge?
Oh, it's extreme. You hit the nail on the head. This fan base is unlike any fan base. I've been around a lot, and this one is unreal. I mean, you lose a game, they want you fired. You win a game, you're good. And that's just it. And it's just not the expectation. And I think people are happy with the win, but they're still not pleased with this team because they're like, this is just not the expectation. This is not Kentucky basketball, even with the game winner. So, it's not great for Mark Pope. I would even say with the win, did he his job? I don't even know. He has to keep winning. But you could tell he felt relief because he is a guy not of much emotion in terms of what he shows on the floor. Mm-hmm. If someone makes a big dunk or something like that, you really don't see a lot from him. Right. But the second Malachi nailed that shot, his hands just flew up in the air. You do not see that from Mark Pope very often. So I think the sense of relief he felt because, I mean, LSU was 0-3 in conference play. Losing to that, it was unacceptable. Yeah. So I think he certainly feels a sigh of relief and is very thankful for Malachi Marino, like we talked about before we started.
Absolutely. Well, moments after that moment that you just demonstrated with the hands up in the air, he met the media after the game, after the win. Here's Coach Pope.
Well, these guys are not going to go away, and that's an incredibly comforting feeling as a coach, and I think it's something that BBN can be really proud of. Is they got a group of guys that's not going away. Like I said, we're far from a perfect product. We have so much growth to do. We got to get way better, but these guys are not going away, and that's fun. I think that's a fun place to live, and it gives you a lot of confidence moving forward that we can continue to grow, and that they're just not gonna relent, which is a gift as a coach to have a group like that.
All right, so the heat is off for now. Ellipses for for now being